Welcome back, grade 11s. Now let's look at our application questions. So the question number one says, state whether the following statements represent verbal or non-verbal presentation. Information can be stored. Is this a verbal presentation or a non-verbal presentation? Information can be stored. So we would say this is a non-verbal presentation because we're able to take that information and store that information for future use. Then another question, it says communicate by means of printed media. So the term printed, it's printed. So is it verbal or is it non-verbal presentation? So because of the term printed, it's printed. There's no speech, there's no words there, it's just printed. So it's going to be non-verbal presentation as well. Then a video was added on a PowerPoint presentation. A video has a sound. It was added on a PowerPoint presentation. So this video tells us that, is it a non-verbal or is it a verbal presentation? So because of the term video, a video has a sound, so it's going to be a verbal presentation. Next question says, explain the guidelines on how to prepare the following visual aids. How to prepare transparencies or slides. Summarize the text that will be included in the transparency. When you prepare transparencies, you need to make sure that information is summarized. We don't want to confuse the audience trying to read what you're trying to present because there's a lot of information that you've included on the transparency. So it has to be summarized. Keep the information on the transparency short and simple. So the information on the transparency has to be short and simple. Why must it be short? So that the audience will not lose interest trying to figure out where you are presenting, what you are talking about while browsing through the slides. So it has to be short and simple. Refrain from using full sentences. Include only key concept. So you must move away from including full sentences when you prepare the transparencies because you are going to use the transparencies for presentation. So obviously, that particular presentation that you are going to use on the transparency, it has to have key words. Still on guidelines to prepare visual aids, we have posters. Use the title on the poster to draw attention of the reader. So obviously the title of your poster has to be eye-catching. When the audience just look at the poster would want to read because of the title that you have used. So it has to draw the attention of the reader. The poster must be designed to be attractive and eye-catching. So the poster must be colorful. It must be eye-catching so that people can be able to read what's written on the poster. People must find the poster easy and quick to read. So the poster must be easily read by those people who are reading the poster. You cannot just write many information on the poster because people won't be interested, but it must be easily read by the reader. Then suggest reasons why business presentations must be in a written format. A presentation in a written format can be stored for later presentation. So if it's written, you can always store it and then retrieve it at a later stage if you want to use that particular presentation. So it becomes easier if the presentation, it's in a written format because you can be able to store and use at a later stage. The electronic files can be emailed, distributed in the company or posted on the internet. So the electronic file, even if it's written, you can be able to post it on the business website. You can be able to email it to different stakeholders. You can't post it if it's a sound, if it's a verbal presentation, it won't be easier to do that. But with the written one, it can be able to be posted, to be shared and distributed amongst people in the company. The presentation, if in writing, can be used by someone else even if the original presenter is no longer available. So obviously, if the presentation is in a written format and the author of that presentation is no longer there, then someone else can be able to take the presentation, use the presentation. So it becomes easier if it's in a written format. Let's just go for a quick ad break and we will be back.